Hello everybody, this is Mr. Bowman. Today we're going to be looking at the ALEKS topic, finding a specified term of a geometric sequence given the first terms. So what we're doing on this one is they're giving us the first four terms and it's telling us it's a geometric sequence, which makes our lives a little bit easier. And we're going to find the 14th term. So it doesn't give any specific directions on how to do this. So you could, if you wanted to, find the pattern and just keep doing it until you got to the 14th term. And that would be fine. Time consuming, but fine. Um, Instead, what we can do is we can also write our explicit formula and plug in 14 and see what we get. And that's going to be a little bit faster, but takes a little bit more confidence in your skill set. So that's the way I'm going to show you, just to make sure that you've seen it. But if you want to just do the first part here where we find the common ratio and just keep multiplying it out until you get to the 14th one, that's fine. I would highly recommend writing them all out, though, to make sure you actually end on the 14th one. It's easier to count that way than count how many times you hit the enter button, because that doesn't usually work out very well for people. So usually they'll hit it 14 times, which isn't actually the 14th term. So just keep that in mind. So if you are going to do the long method, I highly recommend not skipping, writing over each of the terms to make sure you actually end on the 14th term. But using the formula method, we have a to the n equals our first term, so 4 times whatever our ratio is raised to the n minus 1. So I'll just take that, put it in here. Now I need to actually find my ratio here, which I'm going to preferably leave as a fraction. If you really want a decimal, that's fine, but it's going to make your life a little bit trickier if it forces you to round. It's going to throw things off, so I try to avoid them. So here it's 12 divided by 4, which does give you 3. You're multiplying by 3 each time here. So we get a nice number here. So it really doesn't matter, that whole fraction decimal part for this problem. Now, the nice part about this is if I'm looking for the 14th term, which is a sub 14, I'm just plugging 14 in for n. So I have 4 times 3 raised to the 14 minus 1 power. This is going to be a large number. So if you don't have a calculator handy or have the ALEKS graphing ALEKS calculator up, I recommend pausing for a second and grabbing one. All right, so continuing on, hopefully you have your calculator now. So a sub 14, this is 4, 3, and then we're just doing this part first. So 14 minus 1 is 13th. Now, a common mistake people make here is they try to do 4 times 3 now. You can't. Remember your order of operations. You need to do 3 to the 13th first. Otherwise, you're going to be very, very far off on your answer. So it's 4, and then whatever 3 to the 13th power is. So grabbing my calculator over here, I have 4, nope, I almost did that wrong myself, 3 raised to the 13th power, and you get 1,594,323. Okay. Then I'll take that number, multiply by 4, and get the 14th term is going to be 6,377,292. Okay. Now, if you do make the mistake and do 4 times 3 first, not only is there really no redemption for you, but your number is going to be ginormous. You're going to have to come back here and start there. You can't really convert it back from there, which is unfortunate. But you do get something in the 106.9 trillion part. So if you get something of that variety, that was probably the mistake you made. So, but it should be 6 million, etc. there.